A lot of the games I buy and review are based off personal experience or seeing them in the stores and thinking, this looks like shit. It's gonna make great material. There are a few times where friends or people I know recommend them to me. In fact, recently I had an acquaintance go, "Yo, Jose, I know you're an awesome gamer with an amazing YouTube channel that I'm totally subscribed to, and everyone else should, but I got this game you should try and talk about on your channel. It's called Azure Dreams." I was like, alright man, I'll check it out. I'll probably mess the name up a lot when I'm reviewing it. He was like, thanks man, now tell me the secrets to being a strong, smart, charming, and having a lush full head of hairs like yours. I was like, oh man, sorry, I made a promise to a certain person, so I can't tell you about it. And I can't tell you guys either, but what I can tell you is that this game is pretty interesting.
Azure Dreams starts off by telling us of a tower that houses monsters. Hunters raid the tower for monsters and their eggs, either to tame the creatures or sell them. Tame creatures are known as familiars. The town where the tower is housed is rich since it's a mecca for treasure hunters. This town is known as Monspaya. We start the game with an angel demon baby saying we are being reborn. Yeah, I have no clue what that means, but as far as I can tell, it's just choosing our name. I just went along with the default name, Ko. Afterwards, the angel demon baby tells us to live life happily, or else. We then see Ko being born to his parents, Reith and Guy. We fast forward to when Ko is a kid, and he's picking on his childhood friend Nico. Guy tells him to be nice to girls, or, you know, angel demon baby will come and eat your soul. No, I'm just messing with you, the world's about to end, that's all that really happens. No joke, immediately after Guy's advice, the tower does some weird thing, and he ventures forth to stop it. He's able to, but Guy doesn't return. We then fast forward to when Ko is 15, and he's considered an adult. At this age, he's finally allowed to venture into the tower that took his father. Before venturing into the tower, we meet Kyun, a monster who can speak to humans. Kyun acts as our guide throughout the game, and our first familiar companion. The only thing I can say about him is he's really cute. I mean, look how happy he looks on the booklet. If there was a plushie version of him, I would buy him. Now that we have entered the tower, we can go over the main gameplay. Azure Dreams is one of those tactical, turn-based adventure RPG games. Okay, I don't know exactly what the type of gameplay is called, but I know it when I play it. It's that gameplay that Persona Q sorta has, and Pokemon Mystery Dungeon sorta play as. The ones where your characters explore the dungeon while at the same time enemies are also moving and attacking on a grid-based map. Kyun explains everything you need to know about the controls. To be honest, these controls take a little bit to get used to. Moving is done by pressing the directional buttons, and you use the X button to attack. That's simple, but to do a lot of other actions require a combination of buttons. Holding circle then pressing X can grasp an object one square away. Holding the circle button and pressing any directional button makes you run around like whee all over the place. You can also throw an item by holding down the circle button and then pressing X. Okay, that just put it down.
One moment. No, that's the right combo.
Alright, there it goes. There's a lot of different button combos. It just takes a while to remember them all. Even now, after playing this game for more than 40 hours, I still sometimes forget some of them. I'll accidentally zoom the camera in sometimes, or unintentionally open up a different menu instead of the one I originally wanted. Thankfully, a lot of these buttons are just to open menus, so it's more of a really small annoyance than anything. That's pretty much it on the controls. Your goal in the tower is to explore each floor to find the way to the next floor. Along the way you'll find weapons, herbs, spell balls, and fight monsters. As you go up the tower, different monsters will be found on different floors, and you'll have to adjust your strategy to fight them. The Kraken creature has an electrical defense which will cause some damage if hit with melee attacks. The Manova creature can duplicate itself when hit. This makes combat enjoyable and engaging, and there's a nice variety of monsters. You can also find some monster eggs throughout your explorations. Oh yeah, if you hatch the eggs into familiars, they'll travel and fight with you. You can manually control them by going through the menus, but the game offers some preset AI behavior that works great. You can tell them just to follow you, be aggressive, or back you up with magic. You can even position the familiars. If at a moment's notice you want to manually override that, you can. The only thing is that if you hatch them in the tower, they won't come home with you. You have to hatch them in your house's monster hut for them to see you as their parental figure. which is simple. We'll leave the tower by the stairs, which is... oh yeah, there are no stairs. Once you get in the tower, there's only 3 ways to get out. The first is to find a wind crystal and use it to escape to town with all your stuff and familiars. The second way is to find Olim fruit. Using one of these will sacrifice a familiar to who I can only assume is your now Force Lord and Savior, Angel Demon Baby. You'll escape with all your shit, but you'll have to live with the fact that you murdered your familiar who saw you as a dad. And the final way is simple. You die. You lose all your stuff, but wake up back home safely. Any familiars that you hatch here will also return with you. Well, Ko died, and now I have to go back to the tower, and wait a minute. I'm back on the first floor, and I'm only level 1? What kind of black magic is this? Oh yeah, this is a roguelike-ish game. When you're about to go to the tower for your first time, you're actually told the 3 rules of the tower. The first is that Ko will always start at level 1 and floor 1. The second rule is that you can only enter with 5 items in your inventory, including familiars. And the third rule is that you will always get lost. Basically, the tower's floors will always be different every time you revisit them. You may get used to the layout of floor 3, but the next time you visit it, it's gonna be different. The exception to the rule is the second floor. I don't get what's so special about the second floor. It's just used for events. Mainly fighting your grade A asshole of a rival, Gosh. Now that is not the main reason I say roguelike-ish. The main reason is that you can save and use it to your advantage. Basically save scumming. That's a big no-no when it comes to pure roguelikes. You can save at Ko's house and you can save in the tower in 2 different slots. If you really like those 5 items you're taking with you into the tower, you just save at the house. If you die, you can reload your previous save and therefore just really lose some time and progress. However, Azure's Dreams does have a lot of roguelike elements. As long as you don't save scum, this game can get a little difficult. Either that or I'm bad at it, which is possible. I did die a lot. Roguelikes are all about getting good at the game's mechanics, and this game is basically the same. Your familiars and their levels do not get affected by the tower, and are therefore the key to beating this game. Understanding a familiar's health, energy limits, their spells, and their elements along with which elements they're weak to and which ones they're strong against will help you reach the higher floors. That's basically it with the tower. When you're not spending your time there, you can spend your time in town and sell your items, which I probably should do that now. How do you feel being treated like a big man? Ko, have you come again to bother me? Go home. Go home! Oh, it's you, Ko. I really can't expect business from you. Fuck you, dude! How are you still in business? You're only selling 2 items! Shit, you even say, you made the right decision. There's nothing decent left. Wow! Ko must have been a dick as a kid. Nobody in town respects him, which is awesome. It's a small detail, but it's nice to see that the town actually doesn't give 2 shits about the main character. To them, he's not a different adventurer, he's just Ko, a kid who grew up here and just turned into an adult. People do start to treat you differently the higher you climb the tower. You'll get more respect and fame. Hell, you'll even get some fangirls. Now that we have sold our stuff, I bet you're wondering what we can do with all this money since the shops are shit. And what else we can do in town? Well, we can help build the town. Which is weird since earlier it was told to us that the town where the tower is housed is rich, and yet Ko is the only person that's able to build the town up. Whatever. This is where our money will mostly go. There are several buildings that we can build. Some people will even request buildings to be made. We can build a temple that just lets us build more buildings. Other than that, it's useless. A hospital that doesn't heal me, so useless. An amusement center that has minigames, automatically useless. A library that does nothing, so useless. A theater for stand-up, automatically useless. You starting to see a pattern here? The only things that are truly useful are HUD expansions that help you hold more familiars, and house expansions that let you store more items at home. Alright, I may be exaggerating a little bit here. The library, theater, and hospital are useful for one thing. To meet girls! That's right, in this game you can try win over potential girlfriends. Building the hospital lets you meet Cheryl, a sick girl. Building the library lets you meet Mia, a shy, strange girl. And building the theater is one part you need to meet a girl named Vivian. I haven't met her yet because the casino is the other part and building a gambling center is expensive. It's a nice distraction from the tower, but to win the girls over, you generally just have to constantly talk to them. That's it. You might need to do one or two things differently, like to get Nico to love Ko, you have to donate money to her for a fountain to be built, then constantly talk to her. Every time you try to get with a girl, Gosh always tries to one-up you. He tries to seem more cultured than you when you're trying to get with Nico, buy more stuff and flirt with Fur, the general store clerk, or just act like a giant jerk to Mia. I swear, every time I see him, I just go, oh my gosh, I hate him. So you know what I did? I started hitting on his sister, who you can fall in love with. Can you guess how? That's right, by just talking with her. The main obstacle is that Gosh will continually tell her rumors about you, and all you have to do is go with it. That's it. After a while, you'll have events on the second floor of the tower where Ko will save her, then she saves Ko, then she wonders why she saved Ko, then realizes she's in love with Ko. Now I can shove it in Gosh's arrogant ass face. Yeah, I'm dating your sister. Once a girl falls in love with you, they then will start to wake you up in the morning and kiss you when you leave for your adventure. That's all they do.
So that's Azure Dreams. And overall, look, I want to like the game, but I can't. I like the box art and the CD. I like the desert setting, the respect from people, the lack of, the tactical gameplay, the collecting familiars, evolving and fusing familiars, the asshole rival, the overall look and sound, but this game is boring.
This game tries to be a roguelike role-playing game, though it seems to focus a lot more on gameplay and mechanics than the story. You can develop relationships, play minigames, and help build a town, but I saw it as just a hub for healing and switching monsters. These things act more like a light distraction. I'm just slowly grinding my monsters' levels to climb up the tower, repeating the motions every time. Level up Ko, fight as much as I can by himself, find a wind crystal, use familiars every so often, get into one-hit kill scenario, get back to town, sell items, go back into the tower, level up Ko, fight as much as I can by himself. I only got to the 20th floor. There's a total of 40 floors and you meet the main villain on floor 31. As far as I know, there's nothing between or before those floors. No cutscenes, no extra dialogue, no boss fights, nothing to keep me more interested in going up the tower. And it also lacks a sense of progression.
This game takes patience to beat. I could easily find this entertaining or challenging if I was a kid, and if it was the only thing I could play or rent. But that's not the case. This game does not hold up.
For me, to get a feeling of progression in Azure's Dreams takes some time. There are plenty of current roguelikes that, while lack some story, are just as, if not more difficult and challenging. These games give you a great sense of progression, that feeling of, damn, I was so close. One more try. Azure's Dreams was more like, well, I'm on floor 20, all my familiars are dead, and I'm about to die. That took some time. I'll go into town and put the game down and try again tomorrow. That's when I stopped playing.
I really do want to like this game. I mean, I can see why people enjoyed it back in the day, but it's just not for me. I'm not sure if this style of gameplay with tactical RPG and roguelike has worked before, but this game did need some work. I will give the developers props for trying. Who developed this again? Oh, fuck! Fuck! It's Konami, everyone! Kill the video! Turn off the lights!